Soft pink gemstones, antique copper, and serious romantic vibes. Today I'm unboxing the Bargain Bead Box collection, Fairytale Romance. We'll look at all the Rhodonite, unakite, rose quartz, crystals, and findings included this month, and then I'll create a finished jewelry design using this box. So let's get started! We'll get started with looking at the first 12 bags of this month's Fairytale Romance from Bargain Bead Box. So we get a total of 23 bags in this kit this month. So the first one is this absolutely beautiful, and I have to say this, and I'm probably going to say it several times, but the gemstones in this month's kit are amazing together. The pinks and the greens and everything, really like the colors in this kit. So this is the first thing that you get. It is a 48 by 28 millimeter Rhodonite and brass marquee pendant. It is lead and cadmium free. So there is the front of the pendant. And then look at the pinks in this stone. My nail color is more of a peachy pink, so it looks quite different than what's the color that's in the stone and everything, but I really like that color that's in that stone. My stone actually has just a slight little bit of green in it every once in a while. It looks like maybe more of a brown. It's just the light makes it look almost like a green color right now. But very pretty. And then there's the back side of the pendant as well. So very nice. Really like that one. I'm just going to set that one down because it's kind of big. In fact, I think I'll just pick up the second one also. This is bag number 2. It is a 30 by 19 millimeter unakite and brass teardrop pendant. It is also lead and cadmium free. So now you can see all that really good green. Whoops, too close. All that really good greeny color. And then down here in the bottom I have a little bit of pinkish red right there on this stone. So this particular one has a lot of really good green on the front of it. So really nice. Then this one comes with a bail. The other one doesn't. The other one just has the loop there at the top. But this one comes with a little bail already attached. And then there's the back side of that one. So very neat. I like having those two pendants in this month's option. So this is bag number 3. This is a 7-inch strand of 8mm pink Rhodonite round beads. I got a total of 23 on my strand. So those numbers that I say are always approximate. Your numbers may be a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. But this is a really nice dusty pink color of Rhodonite. Very nice, pretty color. Bag number 4 is a 7-inch strand of 8mm unakite round beads. Also got a total of 23 on this. And then you can see a lot more reddish pink in these beads here. There's the good green color, but then you have just a little bit of reddish pink every once in a while. Like that one has a really good spot on it. So I really like this color combination. Like I said, I'm going to say that a lot this month. This is bag number 5. It is a 15-inch strand of unakite tumbled nugget beads. I ended up with 65 beads on this. And you got your typical unakite where you have the greens and a little bit of pinks and reds that go through the stone and everything. And just little small beads. But I have an idea to use this and maybe one other thing here in just a minute at the end for a potential earring idea. So hopefully that'll come true, and then we can do that at the end. This is bag number 6. It is a 7-inch strand of 6mm faceted Rhodonite round beads. So you got the facets you have the facets on it to help with a little bit of sparkle and everything. But you got the pinks, and my little bag had a little bit more black in it. Like I have a lot more that are the darker color of Rhodonite. Still very pretty. Really like this one. Ended up with a total of 43 beads on that strand. This is the other thing that I'm thinking about using in my earring tutorial at the end. So hopefully it comes together. This is bag number... No, I ended up with 31 beads in that bag. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. This is number 7, so it's 7-inch strands of rose quartz large nuggets beads. This is the one that I have 43 beads of, is what I ended up with. But they're a really nice, very thick rose quartz nugget. So, really like these. And all the holes to all of these look like they go down the center. So I'm really hoping my idea comes together, because if it does, it'll be a really neat, cute little earring to make. something quick and simple, but really cute, I think. Alright, so this is bag number 8. This is 8 pieces of 10mm Rhodonite fluted melon beads. So you have a melon bead that just look like they're a little bit more rounded. So that one's got a really, really good pink to it. You've got the ones that have a little bit more black in it and everything. These are really pretty. I really like these. The next one would go along very well with this. It is also 8 pieces of 10mm unakite barrel beads. So you have more of the fluted here on the Rhodonite, and then these are your barrel beads. So it just gives it a little bit more of a dimension in either a necklace, earrings, or a bracelet, whatever you want to make with it. So I really, really like this. I need to stop saying that I'm saying it too much, sorry. And this is bag number 10. It is a 7.5 inch strand of 8mm crystal fancy faceted rondelle beads in the color Rosaline. I got a total of 40 pieces on this, and then it's just your typical crystal rondelle. It's like a really, really pale pink color, so very, very pretty. This is bag number 11. It is a 7.5 inch strand of 4mm crystal fancy faceted rondelle beads in vintage pink mix. I ended up with 75 beads in here, and you've got some that are more of like an opaque pink that's down here. It's kind of hard to see in this light, but there's an opaque pink. There's some that are more of an opaque white. You have quite a few that are crystal AB in here. Then you have some that are more of like a pink AB, and some that get a little bit more darker that almost look almost like a peach, a light peach color. So it's a very good mixture of little tiny small rondelles that you can use in a project. And then bag number 12 is 12 inches of 4mm crystal faceted round beads in green with brown iris. I ended up with a total of 91 of these beads. So it's a good lighter color of green with a little bit of brown in some of the beads. So it's a very good combination, especially to use with a unakite. So that is the first 12 bags. So meet me back and we'll go through the next 11 bags. And here is the next 11 bags of this month's box. Now, I'll go through these as quick as I can. If I have to make a quick little break, it's only because I have a puppy dog that has some sort of an emergency, whether he needs to go outside or if he's biting on something he shouldn't be. So hopefully, if there's any type of breaks from here on out on any of my videos, that's probably what happened. So we'll go through these pretty quick. So this one is a 4-piece set of 13 by 10mm lampwork glass mushroom beads in forest green. And look how adorable these little guys are. They would make an awesome pair of earrings, and of course you get 4 of them, so I only put 2 on the mat right now. So that is bag number 13. Bag number 14 is a 33 by 23mm brass locket pendant. It's the color of copper floral, oh wow, that's hard for me to say, copper floral swirl. But it's a cute little locket. So you can open it up and you can put yourself a little picture in there, or you can put just something that you would like to keep. Just something neat and different. And it has a nice little click to it. Whoops, and then I'm going to throw it all over my desk. Pick that back up again. There is the back side of it. So it's just a nice floral design on the front and then looking like that on the back. Alright, bag number 15 is 16 pieces of 7 by 7.5mm detailed round spacer beads. These are lead and cadmium free. So here are your spacer beads for the month. And these are actually pretty hefty. So these are a good weight to them. So just be careful with using these in earrings, using too many of them in earrings at least, because if you use too many of them, they may make the earring really, really heavy. So just be cautious with that. Other than that, these are absolutely beautiful. I love the patterning on these guys. Bag number 16. Cosmo sees a bird in the window. She's talking to it. Alright, bag number 16 is 100 pieces of 3mm round spacer beads. These are nickel free. So it's your typical round spacer beads. Bag number 17 is 6 pieces of 11mm flower coin spacer beads. These are lead, nickel, and cadmium free. So they look like a nice little, almost like a sunflower look to it. And then your hole goes down the center of the bead like that. And they're the same pattern on both sides. So you got the front and the back. So you get a, let's see, what was that one? A total of 6 pieces of that. This next one, we've gotten something similar to this, but it's been a while since we've gotten this. And I really enjoyed the first time we got this. It is 2 pieces of 30 by 21mm ornate shield links. Lead, nickel, and cadmium free. So it's a nice link with a hole up here at the top, and then you just got a decorative pointed hole down here in the bottom. And you can use this in different ways. You can put a pendant or something hanging down this way, or you can flip it this way and have an upside down heart basically, but you can hang things down in this direction also. And then maybe your necklace comes up here instead. So just different options for you on that one. Then bag number 19 is 10 pieces of 17 by 11mm round floral links. These are also lead, nickel, and cadmium free. So these are just cute little floral links. It's got a cute little flower on the front of it with your 2 holes on the top and the bottom. And then the back side is just plain like that. So a nice little link to use in different projects. Bag number 20 is your 2 sets of your toggle clasps this month. They are 24 by 19mm leafy toggle clasps, lead, nickel, and cadmium free. So here is the way that the toggle clasp looks in the front, and then your loop is back here on the back to attach it to your product. And then this is the bar and what it looks like. So it goes along with that with a little leaf on it. It's very cute, and you get 2 sets of these. Bag number 21, excuse me, bag number 21 is 2 pieces of 20 by 19mm fairy charms, lead, nickel, and cadmium free again. So there is your charm on the front. Looks like a little fairy, very cute. Goes along with our theme, and then there is the back of our fairy. So you get 2 of these guys. Very good to use in a pair of earrings. And here's some bead caps. It's been a couple of months since we've gotten some bead caps. And this one is 24 pieces of 8mm flower bead caps. Also lead, nickel, and cadmium free. And then here is your front of it. So it's got kind of a leafy pattern to it. And then there's the underside of the cap, if you'd like to use it in the opposite direction than what we typically use it. And then the last one is your chain for the month. This is 1 meter of it's 1 meter of 5.7 by 3.5mm and 3 by 2.2mm jewelry chain. So here's the reasoning for the different sizes. So you have a larger loop and then you have a smaller loop on there. Not quite sure if this is just called curb chain and it's just a different type of curb chain, or if there's a specific name for it. I'm still learning all the different names for the chains and stuff like that. So, but that is your chain for the month. And that is a completion of the Bargain Bead Box Fairytale Romance collection for February 2026. So next up, you're going to see a supplies needed page in order to follow along with my earring tutorial. So I will meet you back in just a few moments. The companion to this very simple little pair of earrings, or set of earrings. So this is what we're going to be using. We're going to be using the rose quartz, what are these? The rose quartz large chips, what do we call them? Large nugget beads, yeah. Rose quartz large nuggets, and then the unakite tumbled nugget beads also. So what I ended up doing, I felt like this looked almost like when people go out, you usually see them like along riverbeds sometimes, where you have a lot of stones stacked on top of each other. That's kind of what I was going for with this look. So what I started off with is I went through the nugget beads. I found 2 pieces that are about the same size for the bottom piece, same thing for the middle piece, and then same thing for the top piece. And then what I did differently on the unakite beads is that I strung both of these on the head pin. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this so I can show you as I'm talking. So I put all 3 of the rose quartz on there, and then when I held it up to each other, I was like, okay, the length is about the same. So we're sitting at about the same length and everything. One is just slightly smaller than the other. So then I just chose a unakite bead that would make the earring sit at about almost the exact length. So the unakite bead that I've already finished is actually a little bit smaller than the one that I just put on there. So just play around with your beads, see which one fits a little bit better, see which ones will make the look of your earring be the look that you want. So once you get your beads on there, I'm actually using my flat nose pliers today. My chain nose pliers is on the other side of the house at the moment, and the puppy dog is sleeping on that side of the house, so I don't want to bug him at the moment. So we're just going to use my flat nose pliers, hence the reason for so many wraps on this little guy over here. So we're just going to put this in our pliers, the flat nose ones, folded over so we can make our loop. Change to your round nose pliers. Now I'm going to do the same thing that I typically do. I'm lining up the left hand side of my round nose pliers with the left hand side of the unakite bead. So that way my loops are going to be approximately the same. And then we're going to go up and over the pliers. Whoops. Slipped out of my hands. Up and over the pliers, open your jaws, change from the top jaw to the bottom jaw, and then continue your loop backwards. So you end up with that. Now we're going to grab with the flat nose pliers, and then we're going to make our little wrap. I think I ran around the previous one about 6 times. I'm going to see how many times I can go around on this one. Let's see, that's 4. And since I don't have my other pliers in here, I'm having to do this with my hands. 5, and then 6. So that way they're about the same. And then I'll stop after that. There we go. And then we just cut off the excess like we always do. And then tuck down that little bit with our pliers. I may have to finish my tucking with my other pliers once I get on the other side of the house when puppy dog wakes up. And then we just attach this to the ear wire. And close this ear wire up, and then I'm going to check and make sure that my lengths of the earrings are approximately the same. Oops, I went too far. There we go. Make sure the length of the earring is approximately the same. And after that, you have a finished set of stacked stoned earrings. So those are my stacked stone earrings inspired by the Fairytale Romance collection, layering unakite and rose quartz to create that balanced stone-on-stone look. Let me know in the comments, which gemstone do you prefer from this month's kit? The Rhodonite, unakite, or the rose quartz? And be sure you're subscribed because I have at least one more project coming up from this box that you don't want to miss.